Hey guys, we're going to roll through a bunch of practice problems with adding mixed numbers and fractions with unlike denominators. I know it seems a little tricky at first, but you're really doing the same steps we did last week without the whole numbers. So don't freak out. It's going to be easy peasy. We're going to go through these together. So the first problem I'm going to do is this one, 2 1/4 plus 1 2/3. Also, if you feel like you can do it on your own, I just want to say, like, pause it here, write down all 6 problems, work through it, and then listen to me walk through it and see if your work matches what I just did, because that's a good way to figure out if you like are on the right track, if you feel like you've got it and you're just not really sure of yourself yet. So feel free to try it that way if you want to. So this one here, 2 1/4 plus 1 2/3. We're going to find our least common denominator. Again, just like we did before. But these whole numbers here, just add 2 plus 1 and throw the 3 down there. It's not a big deal. But when we jump over to the fraction lane, we've got to find our LCD. So we've done this a bunch of times before. Least common denominator of 3 and 4. We list out the multiples. 3, 6, 9. We've got to find something that works with 4. 12. I'm going to stop here because I know 4 times 3 is 12. If it makes you happy to list this out and put the 12 here and circle both, go for it. But once you see that 12 is going to be your LCD, you can just stop right there because that's your winner. So 1/4 and 2/3, we've got to go shopping. We need a new outfit for these guys to go to our fraction party. They've got to be wearing their 12th outfits. So on 1/4, some of you guys don't know what to put here when we're multiplying. It's okay. If you don't know your multiplication facts, well, this is going to be really tricky until you do. Use a multiplication chart or look here. I know 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 3 is 12. That's where you get this 3 from, because I know I've got to multiply 4 times 3 in order to get this new denominator I need. So whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. 1 times 3 is 3. I'm going to circle this because I've got a bunch of number business going on. The 3 is important here. Now down below, 3 times 4 is 12. 2 times 4 is 8. He's important. I'm going to circle him because next I'm going to add 8 plus 3, which is 11. The denominator dominates. He always stays the same. Don't change that 12. And 11 twelfths can't be simplified. Anytime you have a fraction where the numerator is 1 less than the denominator, you're done. He's finished. You can't simplify it any more than it is. On this next one, I've got 3 2/3 plus 1/5. I'm going to change that to 4/5. Only because I need to have a situation where we're having to add the whole numbers to the improper fractions. I'm going to show you what that is. I changed my mind. So our LCD of 3 and 5, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Ding, ding, ding. That's my winner. If you want to write this out, 5, 10, 15 to see it for yourself, great. If you see it, know that you need it, go ahead and throw your 15 down here. These guys need brand new outfits so they can come to my fraction party. I've got to have a 15 on the bottom and the top to keep going. On this top one, I know 3 times 5 is 15. So now I'm going to do 2 times 5 up on top, and I get a 10. 5 times 3 is 15. 4 times 3 is 12. Now I have to add the 10 and the 12 together. 10 plus 12 is 22 15ths. I've got the 3 and 1 here, but now I've got a problem. And don't freak out when you see weird fractions like this. They're going to come up more and more, but it just means we've got to go out for ice cream. We got a problem. We're going to ice cream it. Ice cream makes everyone happy. Go out for ice cream, put the ice cream in the freezer, shut the door. Ice cream goes in the freezer. The cones can go outside because they won't dangerously melt. 15 will go into 22 one time. I subtract to get my remainder of 7. Your remainder becomes your new numerator. It comes up here. Your denominator dominates. He always stays the same. Now this is when I get kids say the answer is 1 7/15. I'm done, but you can't forget about this 4 here. You've got to add this piece and this piece together before you're totally done. So you're just adding 4 plus 1. Really hard math there. You get 5 and 7/15. 7/15 can't be simplified when you're done. Now this one right here, I wrote it down because I have a lot of kids that get stuck on it and they say, I don't know what to do with this problem because there's not a fraction here. Well, when you're adding, it's really simple. 6 plus 1 is 7. And think about this is 0 eighths here. There's no eighths there. 0 eighths plus 7 eighths is just 7 eighths. This is the easiest one to do on the whole page. You just add them together. It is not the same when you're subtracting. Don't do that when you subtract, otherwise it's going to be really, really wrong. The next one here, I'm going to go through these a little bit faster. I've got a 10 and a 5. I'm looking for a LCD of 5 and 10. I list out the multiples, 5, 10. That's my winner. So 9/10 already has his right outfit on for my party. He already is good just the way he is, but this guy needs a wardrobe change. I'm going to do 5 times 2, which is 10, and 3 times 2, which is 6. Now I'm doing 9 minus 6, which is 3/10, and 4 minus 2 is 2. 3/10 can't be simplified. And I am done. On this one here, there's not a whole number here. Pretend there's just a 0 there. It doesn't matter. You know, as long as you've got this whole number and fraction, the mixed number at the top, it really doesn't matter whatsoever. So my LCD is going to be for 2 and 7. This one's going to take a hot second. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, finally 14. I know 7 times 2 is 14, so that's when I stop. And you'll get to a point where you don't have to list these out. You're just going to look at them and say, well, the only thing they have in common is 14. And you're getting there already right now. Some of you guys are already here where you don't have to list it out. It's going to be fine. If you need to list it, do it. If not, just throw what you know down. 7 times 2 is 14. Whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. 6 times 2 is 12. 2 times 7 is 14. 1 times 7 is 7. Now I'm just subtracting the numerators. 12 minus 7 is 5. So I have 5/14 here. And this 1 minus 0, 1 just comes down, and I have 1 and 5/14. 5 is a prime number. It has nothing in common with 14, so I'm done. This one here, we're going to get more into subtraction with renaming next week, but I want to show you what this one looks like because they come up sometimes. A lot of kids say that the answer to this one is 2 2/3. You can't do that because this is like really 0 and or 3 and 0/3. So when you're trying to subtract and you've got a smaller number here and you can't subtract, we have to go and borrow. So I'm going to cross out the 3 and make it a 2. And I'm going to change this 1 into 3/3. 1 whole can be renamed as 3/3. I'm just cutting it into 3 pieces. It doesn't matter, it's sliced up. So I have 0 and 3/3. And now I subtract 3 minus 2, which is 1. My denominator dominates. He always stays the same. Don't change him. 2 minus 1 is 1. And I have 1 1/3. If I freaked you out with this one a little bit, don't worry. We're going to work on this more this week. And I'm going to spend a whole day just teaching you how to do this. But I wanted to show you what it looked like with a whole number minus a mixed number, since I did this one up here. And that way you can kind of compare. These are easy. These are meh. You've just got to like know what to do, and we'll figure it out.